All right. Thank you guys so much for 1,500 subscribers. We are here and we are going to do the first, probably not annual, Khaotic Robotics Q&A.
It will not be an annual. It will never happen again.
All right. Yep, that's great. This is like the 15th take we've had at the start. So, yep, we're just going to answer a few of your questions, see how it goes, and just going to have a fantastic time. All right, so first question, we got a few from Oof Robotics. We'll answer a couple of them. So first, who do you want to win Battlebot Season 6? I am rooting for Minotaur and Blip to take it.
I got to root for Ice Wave and Yeti. I mean, they've been my two favorites for a couple seasons, and I think both of them having new designs will be really good for them. I think they can go far.
Yeah. Right. And then next, do you think that bots like Lockjaw and Duck still have chances at the tournament? It kind of just comes down to how the 0-2 robots did, because for Duck, I mean, the loss against Witch Doctor, if they ended up going like 1-2 after, I can understand that, but the loss against Dragon Slayer really just wasn't excusable. I don't think they're going to really have a chance at making it again. Lockjaw is pretty close to being 2-0, though.
Yeah, Lockjaw had 2 main event fights. I think if they can win impressively in their next fight, assuming that it's against an opponent of decent caliber, I think they can definitely, get into the tournament, just barely sneak in as like a lower seed.
Yeah. All right, next up we have a question from Sniper X147. Any plans to add flamethrowers? Moving on from that, so real question, what is it that drives you to make new bots and mods? Do you have the bot in mind at first and try to figure out or what base around you could use? Well, what I mainly do is I'll kind of just look at what bases I have, and then mainly for Battlebots, I'll just kind of go through the Battlebot thing and see like if any of these bases for the Hex Bugs have a chance at being made. And if I think it's close enough, then I'm just like, sure, why not? And then it'll either work or it won't work like Huge did. Rest in peace, Huge.
All right, next question is from Logan, the 9F51. What's your favorite fight you filmed recently? Also, what bot is the hardest to maintain?
I think favorite fight is probably Abomination versus Ocean in terms of it was actually a really good fight, and it was very destructive, and it was pretty close until the wedge got ripped off, but that was probably one of the most fun fights. But I think, without a doubt, the best experience we've ever had during filming was before the channel even existed, and that was a match between Abomination and Dietor. Older fans of the channel will know those two robots. It's never been shown. Maybe we'll put it on here during this, but that was a fantastic fight, and we were basically dying halfway through it. It was very fun. And then for bot that is hardest to maintain, kind of expectedly, it's Ocean Man. It is burned out 2, maybe 3 motors at this point, and also this is something that we're in midway through filming for the new season. This isn't a spoiler, but the original setup we had for it was running on a lipo. It just completely stopped working, and we had to completely rebuild Ocean Man so that it could make it through the rest of the season, which was very annoying, but you guys will just have to see what happens.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
All right, Dr. Phil M&M asked, how long did it take to make RC Mammoth? That build was insane. Thank you very much. It was very painful. It took maybe 3 days total. First day of just designing it, making sure it worked right. Next day was printing out the main chassis and getting it driving, and the third day was getting the weapon figured out. I think other builds might have taken a little bit longer, but it definitely was the most ambitious build I think I've done. All right, next up we have Live Laugh Luke, who asks, if you would design a full-size 250-pound BattleBot, what type of bot would you make? I'm going to let Filming Buddy answer this one.
I would make a full-body spinner with, like, axes. Like, full out, like axes as the teeth, and they just boom, 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 cut into the robot. It'd be so cool. Yeah.
All right, next question from Cosmic Animations. Red Zone or Shockwave, who truly won? And to this I have to say one thing. Red Zone won. That was half a year ago.
Let it go!
Why do people care about it so much? We changed the rules for it. You got what you guys wanted. We changed the rules so that same thing wouldn't happen again. And you guys still keep asking me about it, and I don't like it. I'm going to...
He also asked, what is one upcoming main event after episode 2 of Robot Chaos Season 6?
The answer to that is going to be Topbot versus Blip.
All right, the next question is from Ender Titan X. What got you into creating these little RC robots?
Okay, so originally I first started with this in, I think July of 2018 was when I made the first one. That was Silver Star. But the main reason why I started, some of you guys might know, his name is Orange Dose Overjuice. He made a lot of Hexbug mods, and I thought they were cool, and that's kind of what started me making them, and now we're at the point where we have Mammoth. It's been a long way. Alright, this next question is from Nathan Wrinkle, and he said, for Team UN, what is the next ant weight you'll make, or will you keep using your successful bots like Grease and the Yeeter?
I've had a really cool idea for a double disc spinner, just because I think it'd be funny. And I don't know how well it worked. It probably worked pretty poorly. But yeah, plastic ant double disc spinner. Pretty cool.
Alright, and then I'm planning to bring back a new version of Yugoslav Yeeter. There's a few changes I think I'm going to make with the design, so that's a little bit more durable. And then from there, we'll see how it does. I don't know if it'll stay around for too long, but it should at least be around at least one more time. Alright, next up from Samuel Lima. What is your favorite robot from your tournaments? Filming buddy, who do you like?
I like Bird Brain. Bird Brain is very cool and funny.
Yeah, I seems kind of bandwagony, but I like Ocean Man.
Yeah, you're lame for that.
Alright, so next question is from Monster Jam Lover, and that is, what is your favorite robot you ever made from the modern area? And that would have to be Mammoth, because we are from the area Mammoth was made, and that is Maryland. Crab! Alright, next question. We have one that I'm pretty excited to answer, and so is filming buddy from Thor. Anenson. What got you into making Hexbug robots for a YouTube channel? I'm just going to say right away, this channel, it's very different from what we imagined it would be. And I'll let filming buddy talk about what the original goal was for this channel.
It was supposed to be like a funny channel, a comedy channel, where we used robots that we made, like our first ever kit bashes, to just tell the worst jokes of all time. And we never did it. And then we actually started to get serious.
Yeah, I would say, I think around like, yeah, at the very end of 2018, that's when the first video was produced. And I think at that point, it kind of just got to like, okay, it's really just going to be videos of fights and stuff like that. And now it's kind of evolved just with like Robot Chaos and stuff like that. And now with the ant weights. It's pretty different, but I'm happy with how it is. Alright, next question is from yes. What is your favorite robot to drive? And this is one we both agree on. You haven't seen it fight yet, but Ramplan is very, very fun to drive. It's had some very good fights. We won't say what happened, but some of the fights we've had with Ramplan are extremely, extremely fun.
They're extremely competitive. It's just a very fun robot to drive.
Yeah, absolutely love using that robot. And hopefully it'll be in more future competitions after Robot Chaos Season 6. Alright, next question from Living Murphy's Law, I remember, a longer subscriber, been around here for a while. If the regular season ended right now in Battlebots, who do you think the #1 seed would be? I would probably have to say Sawblaze.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Sawblaze. It's dominated in its 2 fights against 2 pretty good opponents. That wedge looks really low and that weapon looks really dangerous. I'd have to give it to them.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, next question from the Stupid Seal emoji. Who is going to win it all for this season, the BattleBots? And I know we kind of just said, but I feel like Sawblaze is going to be very difficult to beat.
I think it would either have to be... I think it has to be Sawblaze. I mean, Sawblaze just looks so good in its fights. I think we can see Endgame making another deep run like it did before and Tantrum being a threat, but I think there'd have to be a serious upset for Sawblaze to lose right now.
Yeah, I would say if there was one robot who I think could actually do really well this season, I would have to give it actually to P1, because through its first 2 fights, it's been really impressive. And I know, of course, they got snubbed out of the top 32 last season. This season, I could see them potentially going to the top 32. Alright, next question is from Ian White. Which of your plastic ant weights is your favorite? For me, I think it still is the Yeeter. I really just enjoyed driving that robot, and that was the first robot I feel like I had like a full process of like changing it up and making it better as it went on.
I would have to say mine is Spain, but what was the A is silent?
Yeah, the A is silent.
The A is silent. Just because I loved building that thing in the parking lot and then just watching it get exactly what it deserved in the arena.
by 1.5 pound shuffler floor scraper. Yeah, it did bad, but it had a heart of gold.
It did have a heart of gold.
Our next question is from Cheryl Gilland. What is your least favorite robot? I'm not gonna...
Amethyst.
Well, there's his answer. So, for going off of our robots, all time to drive, probably the Lockjaw that I made. It was so painful to drive. It was awful. It won only one fight, and it was the worst fight I think we probably ever filmed, and I really just don't miss it. And also, Amethyst was also
Amethyst was painful because it actually went far. Why did it go far? It hurt me to drive it. It physically hurt. I hate that thing.
I have no idea, because if you look, I don't know, Battlebots is what Amethyst is from, and it's good in there. It did not translate to a hex bug, even though it did decently as a hex bug. Next question is from the Delibird Puppet. Fantastic profile picture. That's what we all want to happen to Drem. Do you think Ice Fave will make the top 32?
Now, this is kind of a tough question because we really haven't seen it working well. I would be inclined to say yes, based on how they've kind of gotten their robot together in the last couple seasons. But their next fight is going to be integral to the rest of their season. If they can come out with a strong showing and show that that weapon works the way it's intended and can keep spinning all 3 minutes, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the bracket. But it all depends.
All right, next up from Awesome Minecraft Pocket Edition, what custom robot took the longest to make? I think through a whole process, probably Blip, because originally Blip had the mechanism with like the Witch Doctor and the build your own chassis that was kind of just two different hex bugs molded together into one, and that took a very long time to get right, and then eventually when that system didn't work, I had to change it so that it would work with the blacksmith. So overall, I think that probably took the most amount of time. Even with bots like Mammoth that are newer, Blip definitely took the longest. Alright, next question from Hunts.io. How much money have you put into hex bugs? I'm going to expand this to since the channel has been made, how much has kind of gone to stuff that's happened with the channel. In terms of hex bugs, probably at least $300 of hex bugs.
I have put in no money into hex bugs. I bought like 2 of them, so I guess like $50. But I'm a freeloader.
Yeah, and so if you included hex bugs and probably most of the actual combat robots have gone to events, maybe near $1,000 probably for everything that we've done here. And we're not even monetized. We make no money off of this channel.
I alone have put in probably almost $500 into like ant weights and 3D printers and stuff, so yeah, it's a lot of money.
This hobby sucks.
Maybe sometime.
That was the answer of the question, will you come to Norwalk Havoc anytime soon? We really don't know. It kind of just depends on, one, when we make a good beetle. We are actually working on a beetle right now, but is it good? That's the question.
No, it's not.
It's not a good beetle. Maybe if we, at some time, make an actual decent beetle, we'll go to Norwalk and see what it's like. Right now, we don't have really anything planned for that. We're kind of staying in the area with macro and Bayside. Next question is from Rochelle Christensen. Will Bung ever compete? Absolutely. The thing that
it won't. It's too OP. It'll kill all the robots. It's so overpowered.
So many people were saying, hey, Bung is a joke robot. Are you actually going to have it compete? Well, it managed to beat Ocean Man, Topbot, and Blindside in its first 3 fights. It is a good robot.
It's too overpowered.
It's such a good robot. It will win everything. And gosh darn it, Bung is going to the Super Bowl. Alright, next question. Random Robot Battle Channel, does B still exist? And honestly, I do not know the answer to this. The last time I saw it was June of last year when I went to Robot Competition. Since then, B has been nowhere.
I have it.
Wait, you have B?
I have B.
Wait, when did you get B?
I remember we destroyed B with Irishman.
Yeah, but then now you oh wait, you do have B.
I have B.
Okay, so B is still alive. It's just kind of in a few pieces. There's your answer. Alright, next question is another one from Cosmic Animations. Whatever happened to Chaos? So I know the thing about Chaos is like, oh, it's the channel mascot, where has it been? It's pretty simple. We just wanted to make new robots because the thing about Chaos is it's a Viper kit, and there's a lot of Viper kits out there, and we wanted to make a few things more interesting. I know Swiss Virginia was basically just a Viper, but, you know, that's kind of, it's still a bit different. But basically, we got rid of it. Well, not rid of it, but it's not going to compete because we want to make more interesting designs. Alright, best question we have seen so far from S2 Robotics. The only thing it is why?
Why?
I don't know why.
Why are we here?
I don't know why.
I'm scared.
I don't know why. Alright, next up, we have a question specifically for Filming Buddy from legendary Chicken Strip Robotics. Awesome to meet you in person. Hope you're doing well. He asks, is Taiwan a country? People are guaranteed to be mad at this answer no matter what side of the opinion you are on.
Taiwan is in fact a country. Taiwan was the original China, and during the Chinese Civil War, poor generals caused the Chinese nationalists to lose. They fled to the island of Taiwan and established their own country, eventually morphing into a prosperous democracy. Taiwan is a country, no matter what the Chinese Communist Party has you think. They will always be a country.
Alright, next up, Penguin Robotics. How cool am I? I am very cool. Filming Buddy is very cool.
You are not cool.
Okay, so this is after all of the original Q&As were answered. This is later. Filming Buddy is not here. This is just me. But I have a few questions that I felt like answering that came a little bit later. First up is Team Just Cause Robotics. Love your channel, dude. Love the RC Bloodsport. Thank you very much. Do you think you'll ever run out of Battlebots to make? And if so, what will you turn to? Well, in terms of Battlebots, once I've kind of gone through it, made as many as I can with the Hex Bugs, I might turn to like Robot Wars or make models from other shows like that I haven't got to. Battlebots is mainly my priority, along with custom or just my own custom designs. And so that's kind of with that, but I don't think I'll ever run out of robots to make. It's just eventually I think there'll be a point where I can't make any more Battlebots models. And then he also asked what Hexbug Battlebot might come out that you think would make it way easier to build some of the toy bots you can't make now. Very, very good question. I was looking through the full list of most of the robots from the new season, and first thing I've noticed is full body spinners I really can't make super low and super accurate ones. Like, for example, think Captain Shredder and Gigabyte. Those are much lower and more difficult to get right with the proportion, so a full body spinner would definitely be one of those. But I also think that a bot maybe like Black Dragon that's mostly kind of just a two-wheel drive base and a vertical spinner would also be really good because there's a lot of things that I think be able to do with that motor setup and that wheel. Probably make a few other robots. I'd like to make Copperhead sometime. I think a Black Dragon would be perfect for that, and even maybe Endgame or a few others. It's kind of hard to pinpoint one robot that would be great for all across making other ones, but I would like to see a Black Dragon at some point. Next question from Metal Militia 99. Do you think you will get huge working in the future? These things, I was really, really close when I tried it the last time, and it just didn't work out because of one small error that if I avoided, I think it would have worked. So I would say, I think I'll be able to get huge working in the future. There's just a few things that I think I need to change before I do that, but I look forward to seeing a huge in the future. Might take a while, but I promise at some point I will revisit it and try to get it working. Next question from SCP Zilla. What happens to the retired robots? And the thing about Hexbugs is that they cost a lot of money, and I spend a lot of time making the models and stuff, but the issue is that there's always going to be a point where I just don't have a base to use for it, or just a base that I'm not using for any other robots. So most of the time, I'm going to have to use bases from older robots and use them into the newer ones. And that's kind of just means that the older retired robots are either set aside and their parts are kind of kept if I want to use it again, or they're just destroyed. An example of this would be the original Scorpios that I made is completely just in pieces, and now it's being used with Kraken. That's basically what happens to the old robots. It's unfortunate, but that's just what has to happen for me to keep making new bots. Their next question was, which is the oldest robot that's still competing in the main series tournaments? In terms of a lineage, that's Silver Star, first robot I ever made, and definitely been around the longest in terms of like a saga of Silver Stars. There's been so many of them. But in terms of what robot is the oldest that's in right now, I'm 99% sure that's Cyclone. Cyclone's been around for a very long time, almost 3 years at this point. There might be one or two that's older that I've forgotten, but for right now, I'm pretty sure that Cyclone is the oldest that's still competing. And this final question is, what made you decide to add commentary to the series? And I think this mainly comes from the fact that we felt like the production of the robots were getting better and the arena was getting better, but what wasn't changing was the actual production quality of the tournaments and videos. It was mostly just the basic just footage of the fight with the text at the bottom, and we felt that if we wanted this channel to keep progressing, we needed to up that, and commentary was the logical next step for that. And that's basically just the whole reason why we moved to commentary, just to up the production quality and have it match the robots that we have and the arena that we have. Baseball Boy 565 asks, how much did Shockwave sue you for? That's a great question. Let me go dig him out of the trash can and ask him. Alright, we're on to the final question. The one we've been waiting for. Hyper Lash Battlebot Snowman emoji. What is the funniest comment you have gotten? And there is 2 in mind for this. So the first one, this is a classic one. This is from Season 3, Episode 2. Come on, when are you going to be done with Episode 2? Can you hurry up, please? Like, I know we are in a huge thunderstorm nightmare today. Can you please hurry up, please? Episode 2, please, because I want to see you some destruction.
Amazing comment.
Amazing comment. I remember that one fondly. It is fantastic. And then the next one, this is from a bit farther back, and butt fuss.
It's just butt fuss. Nothing more. Butt fuss.
Yep, that's
butt fuss.
We really don't get that many. We were thinking, oh, what if we did a mean comments Khaotic Robotics thing? But the problem is that people are just too nice to us, so we couldn't do that. But anyways, that is going to be the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Awesome that we are now at 1,500 subscribers. And I guess we'll see you when Episode 2 comes out. Look out for a nice main event.
Stop asking when it's coming.